Ricky Steamboat. Okay. A story about Ricky Steamboat and the Macho Man Randy Savage that I've been told that this was a match that they had worked on for a long time in house shows. They would do a spot here, and let's put that spot in the match at WrestleMania. They go to another house show. They work a program or they work a match, and they do a couple of sequences, and they insert that in. So this was like the culmination of these guys working together for a little while, and that's one of the things that made the match great. Another thing that obviously made the match great was both these guys could really go. So I'd often heard that story. Do you ever heard that story?
No.
Yeah. There is a wrestler out there who I know has been wrestling on the independent scene, who tells me that there was a notebook and I often wanted to ask Steamboat this, and I should have asked him at Ric Flair's party, that there was a notebook that Steamboat kept for this match where he and the Savage would go and do a house show, and they would do a sequence, and Steamboat would go back out of the match and write down that sequence, and he would have all these notes about he and the matches that he and Savage had leading up to this, and there was a notebook that they had referred to put this match together. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what this person claims. That's kind of the story that I think most wrestlers on the independent scene and maybe the WWE as well think that this, we talk about, oh, well, back then, you had a match like Steamboat and Savage, and it was one of the greatest matches of all time, and it was not choreographed. And the talk is, well, yeah, it was choreographed. It's just not choreographed the way they are today. Now, who we got here? Oh, this is a doctor. Dr. Zahorian, maybe? I doubt it.
I love you for even fucking knowing the name.
Okay. You just never know. I mean, they didn't put a video font of the doctor. It could have been Dr. Z. So here we go. Steamboat and the Macho Man Randy Savage. Look at the one and only. Oh God. He was a very smart man.
You're talking about George the Animal Steel.
Yes, he was. Very smart man. School teacher.
I wasn't arguing that. I'm just saying some people aren't watching with us. They're just listening. So when you say, oh, he was smart, but you didn't say his name, I was just trying
Right. George the Animal Steel, who just came by with Miss Elizabeth, very, very intelligent guy. Had an autograph signing with him a number of years ago. And here we go. Oh, I'd love to hear him talk.
I don't think you're ready for this after party. I'm having to pick out pictures right now.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't ready.
Oh, I think I can be ready. Wait, but hang on a second. Now wait. Whoa. Hey, as exciting as this after party sounds to me,
mm-hmm.
Keep in mind that I'm there to work and I'm there on your staff. And I know how the first Starrcast was. I was not there to work. I was just kind of there, but I went up to the meetings, and the meetings lasted late into the night, and you got up early in the morning. And how are you going to be able to have an after party and shoehorn an after party in to all the work and all the effort and all the crazy hours that you and your staff have to keep for a Starrcast event? How are you going to work that in?
Well, we did an after party last year. Thanks for paying attention.
I wasn't there. I left early.
No, I know, but I'm saying it happened last year. It'll happen again. And here's how we do it. I don't go. It's
you don't
awesome.
go to the party.
No, I make sure it's right. I make sure it's good, but I can't stay up there and get shit housed and enjoy. I mean, I wish I could, but dude, I got stuff going on as soon as I wake up. So, I mean, I got to go to bed early, like it's Christmas the next day, and I'm 9 years old. I mean,
but wait a second. This is after
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing. This is on a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Or Friday?
Saturday night.
And you have one more day of Starrcast.
That's right.
Which is going to start later on Sunday.
It'll start at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay. I thought it started like at 1 o'clock. 10 a.m. on Sunday. So based on all the days that you have, I'm sure they're all big, but it's probably the shorter day, right?
No, the shortest day is Thursday by far.
Okay. All right.
Because Thursday we get started, late. Meet and greets are at 4.
Right.
And we're doing it midnight if you go to all the jam session stuff.
Okay.
But Sunday, we start at 10 and it's like I say, it's an early day, but it's not late night, but whoa, son, that after party's going to be legit.
That's pretty cool.
You know what? I'm going to predict it right now. Somebody's going to get pregnant after that after party.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's fired up.
This is like you through the fire.
Oh, they got the shit music in. I ain't even listening.
Okay.
Let's just pretend. This is going to be the best match of my career. People will talk about it forever. I mean, serious business. I know everybody, and I mean almost everybody, regards the trilogy of matches that Steamboat had in '89 with Ric Flair as being the best matches ever. But this one was clearly seen by more people.
Sure it was.
So when you think about, most best match in WrestleMania history up to this point, this is it for sure. And I think most people would argue, that this is the best match until maybe 10. And I think some people might argue that Brett and Owen was better. A lot of people would argue that Razor and Shawn is better, but I think some people disqualify that one because they had the gimmick of the ladder match. But then you'd have to go all the way to WrestleMania 25, I believe, with Shawn and The Undertaker for it to be a match that people still talk about in that regard. And I really want to watch that one sometime with you on Patreon, because I know you didn't see a lot of The Undertaker matches, and you certainly didn't see a lot of Shawn Michaels matches. You watched your first single Shawn Michaels match since we've been doing the show. So to see those guys really at their absolute best in 2009 is probably something we should make time to see. That right there is the most famous Intercontinental title ever. If you're a belt nerd, you know that. We've just had the Bulldog tags we were talking about earlier as being the most collectible. Well, that is the most collectible version of the Intercontinental as well. Instead of the tooling around the edge of the belt being shaped like seashells, it's just a straight line, and the WWF logo at the top, instead of it being raised, it's actually lowered and painted red. So a red Intercontinental made by Reggie Parks on the secondary market would cost you a pretty penny. Here we go. What this match is most notable for, Tony, and I think you would appreciate this, the number of false finishes. So we haven't seen any yet. Of course, we're just now letting the clock start to run, and Macho Man trying to separate Elizabeth from George the Animal Steel, putting her in the opposite corner. And here we go. We're going to lock up. Let's look at the false finishes here. See if we can keep track.
Okay.
Supposedly, by the way, everything in this match was planned ahead of time. None of it called in the ring.
Right.
Macho Man was a compulsive planner, and that was a little bit unique for Steamboat. And I know some people like to rib Diamond Dallas Page for being a planner, but here's the deal. I don't care how we get there. I just want a good match.
Right.
And no one can argue that these guys didn't nail it here. So whether they wrote it down or choreographed it or planned it or called it in the ring, it was fucking awesome.
And you talk about the false finishes in this match. Maybe this is a match that set the standard for all the false finishes we see now, because as you know, we see tons of them now.
Yeah. And they're nonstop action. There's not a lot of downtime here. Here you go. One
count. All right. There's one.
It was cool too, because it was just, sort of out of nowhere, and he didn't give it the traditional wrestling 2 3/4 count. No, I'm going to kick out at 1.
Mm-hmm. That brings realism into it.
It does. Like, come on, dude, that ain't going to work.
Right.
Oh man, he took that straight on, dude.
Yes, he did.
I loved when Ricky would pick people up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody uses that move anymore. Like he's trying to yank the shoulder out of its socket.
Oh yeah.
There's your full arm dragon twist.
Yes. Ricky Dragon. There's a lot of things that have been lost in wrestling. They really have. I mean, everybody does the collar and elbow tie up, and everybody, they get down to the mat side headlock. They still do that, trying to bring it back to a wrestling match, but that's about all they do. There's a lot that they just don't do anymore.
Hey, those boots that Steamboat's wearing there, some guy tried to sell me a few years ago for like $15,000.
Yeeks.
Guess what I don't have?
Those boots.
Yeah, you got it.
Guess what he still has?
Those boots.
That's right.
I didn't tell you, but I got something awesome the other day.
Wow.
I got to tell you off air. I don't have it in my possession yet, but I've made the deal. I just got to go pick it up.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it and give it away, but I'll tweet a picture out or I'll post it on Patreon or something.
Okay, do that.
When we get off air, I got to tell you, because you're going to be like, no, you didn't. Because it was like, holy shit, how did I get this? So, hey, if you're listening, you got some cool old wrestling collectibles you'd like to turn into cash. They don't know what you got down there at the pawn shop, but old Conrad does. Hit him up. And hey, it's Conrad on Twitter. Let's do a promotion for myself to buy shit.
That.
Look how loose the ropes are. How different is that?
Well, the WWF's ropes were always kind of looser than the NWA's, I always thought.
Well, I wouldn't agree with that necessarily. You guys had some loose ones too, but I'm just saying now with all the guys doing springboards off everything, they'd fucking die.
Yeah, right.
Let me just tell you, that is the most classic Macho Man look to me. Those yellow boots with the stars and those tights.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had the action figure that looked identical to that too. Isn't it amazing how understated but successful Liz was? Like, people talk about her as being one of the best managers of all time, and she literally had to do nothing, just look concerned. I mean, nobody has a favorite Liz promo, or she just looked concerned in the corner, clapped when she needed to. That was it. False finish.
I did an interview with her, a live interview with her, my 1 year in the WWE.
False finish.
And that's 3. And I remember doing the interview, and I remember she and I had to go back in Vince's office in the backstage area and rehearse the interview in front of him. It was completely scripted and rehearsed, from what I said, how I introduced her, to what she said. And that just sticks with me about how beautiful she was and how well she did and remembered what she had to say. And she was nervous, and I was obviously nervous. And I wonder, that's got to be on a wrestling challenge somewhere, I think.
Really explains why the ropes were loose now that we see Macho Man tied up in them, huh?
Yep. Well, we saw that a number of times. We saw guys tied up in the ropes. Wasn't Andre tied up in the ropes? Here's a false finish. 1, 2. There's a fourth one. Wasn't Andre tied up in the ropes one time with Jake the Snake and the Snake? And here's another one. 1, 2. There's 5. 6. Go get it again. Here we go. They're in their element now.
It adds a level of realism after every move you go for a cover.
Yeah.
What do you think of Joey Styles' commentary? In more recent years, before he sort of left wrestling, seemingly for good this time, people would mock his commentary on social media. And I know that's popular, just to mock or shit on anything and everything. And
sure,
everybody gets their fair share of it, especially in the wrestling space, myself included, you included, everybody. But, whenever Joey was calling a match and someone would cover someone for a pin, Joey would yell, "Cover!" Like to let everybody know this could be it. He's got him covered, but he would just yell the word "cover." And there were lots of people who were real critical of that.
Really?
You called wrestling forever. What do you think of that?
I don't think that's bad at all. I think I may have said that a number of times as well.
Who would win a back hair off? Dutch Mantel or George Animal Steel?
No, Dutch Mantel would. Dutch would crop his hair in the back in the shape sometime of an hourglass.
You mean he would have it shaved into an hourglass?
An hourglass figure, yeah, in the back. Yep. Dutch Mantel took care of his hair, his back hair. So we've had 6 false finishes.
Going to the top rope.
Yeah. I think one thing that's
double sledge,
one of his primary moves. I think one of the things that made this match great was the referee too. Hebner was visibly out of breath and spent. And that just shows how fast paced and reckless and crazy this match was. His reaction to all this.
What do you think of the ring on a platform here?
I'm for it. I think it's kind of like the now when they have, and they're going to have it, or they had it. I guess if this is airing Monday, they had it at Minneapolis at the Final Four. They put the court on a platform.
What do you mean this is airing Monday? We've talked about WrestleMania in past tense all day.
Well, I mean, this is airing on Monday after WrestleMania, but Monday is the day.
We taped it on Monday. It's airing on Wednesday.
But for our fans on Patreon, it's on Monday, right?
We're not talking about them.
We're not? Okay.
Listen,
never mind what I was going to say. But anyway,
if we're going to lie, you got to get your shit together. Okay. I don't think we're ready to reveal that we taped this shit on Wednesday, and I've been asking you what you thought of WrestleMania and you didn't know what to do. And I just did it for my own fucking humor. So what'd you think of WrestleMania? Knowing good and well that shit didn't happen. Hey, did you see Jimmy Hart over the weekend? Well, you know about WrestleCon. He wasn't even at WrestleCon. He's not booked. It was a trick question.
Then why even ask me?
Because I'm fucking with you, Tony. I'm fucking with you. Did we just miss a false finish?
No, we did not. Okay. They were outside. They fought in. We're getting ready to have a couple of them here, though. Watch. Here's one. 1, 2, and that's 7 unofficially.
I thought it was 8, but we'll go 7.
Well, if you want to go with 8, it's fine.
Boy, you just gave up real quick on that.
Well, you are the GOAT. And I do mean greatest of all time. Watch out. Here we go. Well, Steamboat could sell, couldn't he? Wait a minute. That's a disqualification. Nope. No disqualification. Incidental back body drop. Didn't throw him over the top rope on purpose. Just trying to clarify the rules here. There you go. Bring it back in the ring. Awesome. Jumped over the referee. 1, 2. Another false finish.
About 8.
We'll make that 9. We'll go with the Conrad count of 9. Steamboat again. 1, 2. We saw this earlier that Steamboat early in the matches against Flair would try to get the pin. This match stands a test of time, buddy.
Without question.
Yeah, you go back and you think, you know what? In our mind, it was always one of the greatest matches of all time, and now we're getting ready to watch it. Will it be as good as we thought? Yeah, it is. It's as good as we thought. One, 2. There's 11. I'm glad Hebner didn't kick the... there's another one. 1, 12, 13, inside cradle, 14, yeah, the fans are into this too. And why shouldn't they be? Catapult. Everybody take a breath here. After that, about 4 or 5? There's another one. 5 false finishes. There's 15. Almost hit the referee. 16. And 17. This is fucking cool. See how the referee? See how he's just kind of like, oh, God. He's probably legitimately, blown up here, but she's staggering. Yeah, Hebner did a good job of selling this whole match. Oh, the referee bump. Wow. That's a hell of a ref bump. So we've had unofficially 17 false finishes here, Conrad. Referee is down.
Because he's fucking exhausted.
He is exhausted. Here's the Macho Man with his big elbow coming up. Wow. Hard to work that one. No referee. Count that as a false finish. 1, 2. I will. I'll count that as 18. All right. One more time. This time, whoa, I thought he was going to go to the other side with an elbow. What's he doing here? Whoa, my God. Went for the bell, and George Animal Steel takes the bell. Fuck it. He's getting the bell, man. Now our referee's back. Here we go. 18 false finishes. 1, 2, 3.
What a fucking match, man.
19 false finishes. Look at the fans.
They're
Standing. Yep.
Banana. And by the way, you want to guess what Meltzer gave it?
Oh, God.
What?
He had to give it 5 stars.
4.5.
Yeah. Okay. Every bit. Read to me what he wrote about. You got it in front of you?
It's been almost 1 year since I've seen a WWF match the caliber of this. In fact, this match was better than any match on Crockett's Starrcade show last Thanksgiving. Only criticism, which isn't of the match at all, but of Steamboat's interview, which started things off silly. Tons of near falls on both sides, some exceptional spots, and match built up in excitement from the beginning. When he's on, Savage is one incredible talent, the equal of anyone in this business besides Flair. After a referee bump, Savage got a false finish using his elbow drop. When he went for a second one, George Steele pushed him off the top rope. Steamboat quickly cradled Savage to capture the title. Savage had the advantage the majority of the match. Both guys did an excellent job in making it so even. Though Savage lost, he lost none of his steam because he appeared stronger throughout the match. 4.5 stars.
Awesome.
It's a 5-star match though.
There it is. I don't know. I don't know how you can dock a 1/2 star for anything, except maybe he docked that 1/2 star for that, as he said, silly Steamboat interview.
Let's call it like it is.
Yeah, 5-star match.
He's my buddy, but Meltzer had an anti-WWF bias here, and he'll deny it. But I mean, he's just negative about everything that they're presenting. What a shot that is!
Isn't that great?
The way the cameraman stays put, and the spotlight follows them, and they're scooting away on the cart. Man, that's like out of a movie. It's tremendous. Yeah. Really good shot.